everyone, it's Foxx from Model Making Guru here. Hello, and welcome to the next exciting episode or instalment or issue, if you prefer. Still always get those words wrong. Of the Fanhome Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT partwork. Yes, welcome to issue 3. Now, if I was only going to build one issue of this partwork, it'd be this one. Why? Oh, CHARGERFACE. Hashtag CHARGERFACE. Oh, just the face of the charger is so iconic, and this is the issue in which you build the face of the charger. Look at the... Oh, I cannot wait to get started. Now, we'll have a quick look at the magazine, but I'm so eager, we'll just rifle through this really quick, and then we'll crack on. So welcome. So we start off, obviously, in the magazine, we're looking at a bit of the lore and fluff and background information about Fast and Furious, the franchise itself. This issue, we're looking at the Dodge Challenger and how it features in the films and the movies. I'm not going to go into detail about this because you need to get the partwork and read it yourself. That's half of the fun of these partworks, reading all the blurb. Also, I still haven't watched the movies yet, so I don't know. I don't know nothing, no now, no neither, nothing, no. And then, of course, we're doing the buildy, which is the charger face, as I like to call it, the nose with the grille and the front headlamps, which hopefully should be a fairly straightforward build, which will look fantastic. And then at the end of it, as always, we have a bit of information on tuning, and we've got a quick look at the Cal style, the Cal look style, which is kind of minimalist, very subtle, but it's there. It fell out of favour after a little while, but it's still around. So that is the magazine for issue 3. Let me get all the bits ready and we'll crack on. Okay, before we get going, I do need to point something out that I totally forgot to mention at the start of the video because I got really carried away. I'm excited about this bit. I got totally carried away. This partwork is being sent to me free of charge and gratis by the very good folks at Fanhome. They're sending it to me so I can build it and show you and, you know, get you interested in it and give you the videos. So big, massive thank you to the folks at Fanhome. If you don't know who Fanhome are, here's a quick video. So there you go. So let's crack on. I've got all my bits ready. I've got my soft floofy towel to protect the painted and chromed parts from scratches. Got my screwdrivers and tweezers. The screwdriver that comes with the partwork are my own screwdriver, just to make life easier. Tidy box for all my screws and spare bits, and of course some 3-in-1 oil for when I'm putting metal screws into metal parts. A few people have asked about that. When I'm filming 4 of these in a day, it just makes life easier. It makes it easier to screw those screws in. So you don't have to use oil. It just makes life easier. So let's get all the bits ready. So we'll move those out of the way. Now we're going to be starting with the actual grille taculon. So let me have a look at the instructions. Position the front grille support 3B so that you can work on its inner side. So we're working on this side. Let's have a look. It says going to be this way around with that little nodule there on the top, that way. And we assemble the parts on the front left headlamps in the following order. Front headlight trim at 3C, which is this little fellow here, you see, like that, you see. Then it says 2 headlamp glass covers 3D, and the headlamp unit 3F. Okay, so there's... Which way around? This goes that way, but which way does it go that way? These aren't exactly... I think it's that way. Because this one is central, but that one's just off centre, and it seems to suggest in the artwork it's the just off centre one at the top there. So I think it's like that. And then this sits like that on there. So they're sticky out bulbous headlights. So that goes in there. Hope this is the right way around. That sits in there. And then we cover on the back. Is this a specific way around, or is this... That just goes on like that. So that sits there. And I want 2 BP screws. 2 BP screws. These are going to go onto either side of the assembly. So that's one there. Got the usual shaky hands as always. I'm not going to do these full tightness. If you've heard me say many times before, I'm just going to do them finger tight. I need to make sure the stress is balanced across the piece, and also I don't want to go all the way in, crack something this early stage. If I do one screw all the way, it's pushing the bit up into the air, and that makes life harder. That one finger tight, tighten it a bit more, and this one. And then that one there. Hopefully, those are the right way around. Look at that. Yes, 2 headlights done. We have the same on the other side. So we need to have this piece here with, I think that's, I'm guessing this, but these 2 are centered, so I'm guessing that's the top. The same again. Right. Wondering if there's anything written on the actual lenses for the headlights, which would have to make them like no Lucas or something, which would force them to be a certain way up, but there isn't. Not quite that involved. That. Quite. So it must be that way around. Yes, because one of the because the top one is offset from the center, they have to go in the right way around. They can only go in one way around, basically. So that does make life a little easier. This piece goes on here like that. These reflectors, 2 BP screws. That's oops, get off. 1 screw. Come with it. Screw in here. Look at the shakes. Always get the shakies when I'm doing this. Because I'm old and I'm had far too many coffees, probably. Not nerves. Purely coffee and age. There you go. I watch other people doing these part works where they just go ping ping, and it's like, oh, for you young people with your lack of wobbles. I'll not go too tight with these. These don't need to be super like industrial tight. Just tight enough will do. There we go. That's both those headlights in place. And as far as I can tell, that's looking pretty spectacular. The next step. Insert the radiator grill 3L into the middle of the outside of the grill, support 3D. So we have the grill here. It's in this way. So that sits like, again, with this little, this is the top here, I think. This needs to go in there like that. Look at the granularity. Needs to go in with 2 AP screws. AP screws. I have 1,000,000 AP screws in the little pot, so hundreds of them are going to come out when I want to. Yes, I knew hundreds of them would come out. There we go. 2 AP screws. So these are going to go back. That sits there. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. 1 AP screw. Again, I'm not putting oil on these because it's plastic. It's a screw into plastic. So no need for any funky oil shenanigans just yet. This one's riding a little bit. My screw heads are almost the right size, but not quite. The screws in this set are a little weird. Some of them are perfect, but some of them are not quite standard sizes. So a few screws here and there where my screwdriver head is either too big or too small. I've got hundreds of different little heads, but for some of them I have to defer to the one that comes with the part work. Sure it all fits. So that's why you don't want to throw the part work one away. It's a cheap little screwdriver, but it does fit perfectly on the screw heads. So some of them defer to this one. So there we go. That's the grill in place. Starting to look. This is starting to look a bit trouser tenty. Now I have to put this to one side for a moment. Take the RT emblem and gently push into the holes on the front of the grill. So we have the grill. This grill. This is metal, and that is beautiful. It's so fine. It's like thick photo etch. It's quite thick, slightly flexible, and it's painted matte black, and that is beautiful. I can't tell you how just gorgeous this whole thing is. The little RT emblem. I'll get my little tweezelators. RT emblem. Of course, it is moulded in here, you can see. So this should be a simple matter of, lining it up where the camera is, pushing it. Oops. Of course, it doesn't take into account cack-handedness and clumsy-handedness and general stupidities. That on, and that goes in there. I don't want to bend the metal part, you see, so I've got to be very careful. I don't want to bend it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. There's a couple of little sort of sticky out spikes inside the little holes in the grill, and they just dig into the plastic and hold it in place. So that's never going to come out. I didn't want to start pressing it too hard and putting a kink in it. So that is... I'm getting a bit flushed. 3A and 3E and then 3B. Okay, so we want now. Now, if you're wondering why I've been looking forward to this specific part in its entirety, look at that chrome work on there. This is going to require me to obviously do a lot of polish later on, and I'm not wearing gloves because it became a real pain in the bum. So I'm not wearing the silly gloves, but once we've got everything assembled, I can buff everything and get all the finger marks off. If you're wondering why I'm getting so excited about this, of all the parts of a Dodge Charger, my Dodge Charger is my favourite muscle car, but my favourite part of the Dodge Charger has to be absolutely the face. Charger face, hashtag Charger face. Because it's just the best muscle car face that there is. It is. It just if you argue with me, you're just going to be embarrassed and be wrong. So don't even try. The best part of any muscle car is the face of the Dodge Charger. So that sits on there like that. You've got this loop on either end, loop there, and a loop there, and a loop at the top. So they go with little pegs, with a little bit of a fight, but not for long. And then this piece we've just assembled needs to go on top of that. Again, that bit's the top, remember. This sits on here like that. I'm not going to turn it over because I want this. I'm not going to turn it over on camera because I want the surprise as well. Ooh, I had a look at it. So we want some AP screws. So we need 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to get these out now. Let's get 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I'm not using any oil. I didn't actually need to get any oil. I just realised I didn't need to get any oil out for this entire process, did I? Because for this issue, because there isn't any metal on metal. Never mind. So I'm going to go for the corners first of all, just to get everything locked down. Now this screwdriver's not very magnetic, so I'm struggling a little bit. One corner there. Screw in there very loosely. Not too tight. That corner. One in. Ooh. Let me go and magnetise this screwdriver. Hang on a sec. There we go. Sorry about that. Just quickly magnet. It was a bit feeble on the old magnetism. I think it comes magnetised. I can't remember. But I think I actually tried. I was testing out my demagnetizer magnetizer thing, and accidentally just demagnetized it. Yeah. So right. So you see, I'm doing one end and the other here because I need to. They're kind of flexible, these parts. So I'm doing one end and then the other, so that it stays in place. I really should have gone corner to corner rather than one end and then the other end, but never mind. We learn by doing, Admiral. Dog outside barking. Sadly, that dog still exists. Dog from my neighbours. Never mind. Now, I'm only doing these finger tight again. I'm not doing them super tight or anything like that. We have 2 here, there and there. Wait, where do these go? That one, and I think this one. You see there's like screws with the screw holes with little sort of bulbs around them. This one here and that one there, and then there's that one there. Little raised areas in here. I think it doesn't really, it's not very clear on the diagram. It doesn't show you underneath. So I can only assume it's those 2 screws and not any of these. We'll find out later on when we suddenly find we don't have the right screw holes. Okay, I didn't magnetize it that much. Yeah. Screws flicking around. Get on. Stay on the screwdriver. You're making me look stupid. Admittedly, that's not hard. Not hard to make me look stupid. Oh, right, seriously? Needs to be more magnetized. Yes, I will give all these a wipe down and a finger smudge remove once they're all done. I'm keeping it this way around there, so I want to not spoil the surprise. Because it is the best part of a Dodge Charger. Come on now. I mean, the whole Dodge Charger itself is a work of beauty. It's just a divine. It's a vehicle designed by the gods themselves. Come on. Is a thing of this screw not going in. It is a thing of divine beauty. At the same time, of that divine beauty, the face is by far the best part. So now we've got all those in, I can go around and tighten them properly. Again, as always, not going massively stupidly tight, just tight enough to hold it all in place. I don't want to hear any cracking, which is, you know, you don't never want to hear that. That means you've gone too far. You've gone too far now. That's that bit. And not finished yet. Put this to one side. I'm just going to do this because this is a soft, floofy towel. All of these are available in my Amazon store, by the way. These towels, my screwdriver, the oil, everything else in my Amazon stores. Links in the description below the video. US, UK and Canada, but you can get these fantastic fur towels and all the other bits and bobs. I'll just have a look at it to make sure it's not scratched. Oh God, look at that. Oh, I may have just, done a little bit of a sex wee there. Oh. Right, so now we have the big chunky metal part. If I can get it out, hang on. Come on. Out you come. Kaplunk. It's very heavy. We have to DM, we need indicator trim, so we need the indicator trim. Tweezers. Indicator trim. Indicated lens. And the glass cover. Shut up, dog. No, when I say shut up, dog, I mean shut up. I don't know if you can hear it, but that dog is my nemesis. It really is my nemesis. Right, so these need to go. This is a bit confusing now. This needs to go. This is why we have this towel down, because these metal parts, they're beautifully painted. But the one thing you don't want to do, especially on a black car, is have a scratch, because that's the worst thing in the world. That dog needs to shut up. I do apologise if all you can hear is a barking dog. You probably can't even hear it. So this goes this way, like that. This lens goes with the raised part going in, like that. And this sits on the back. There's another little reflector. But there's no little clip or anything to hold this piece on, this reflector at the back. So this goes in there like, how does this go in there? It goes in there like that. This sits there. Okay, I need 2 DM screws. Ooh, DM! Ooh. Actually, when I was sorting out, I'll show you in a minute. When I was writing on my little box all the different screw names, I wrote DM on this, and it just came out looking like the Danger Mouse logo. By pure fluke. So now we have 2 screws going into metal, so time to get the oil out. And we just want the tiniest touch of oil, just a touch of oil on the end of the screw. Nothing major. And like I say, you don't have to do the oil thing. It's just, it's more for me because I'm doing 4 of these all in one go. I'm filming them, you know, all in one day. And I can't get the screw on the screwdriver. Meh. You know. I might have 1 screw to do. I might have 30 screws to do. And, you know. After I've done this, I've got the X-Wing to do, and I've got the Iron Man to do. So it's a lot of things to be screwing around. Screwing around. That's not the right phrase. That doesn't line up. I've got that upside down, I think, haven't I? Yes. Okay. There seems to be. It would seem to me that there would seem to be an orientation for this part. Ah, yes. It's not. If you look at these parts here, it's not actually centered. So I think you need to have it that way with the big bit at the bottom, I think. Yes, there we go. That's better, I think. Yes. Okay, so I didn't realise that. So yes, the little arms aren't centred, so don't just dump them straight in the centre. Just put it on there and assume it's the right way around. Yes, so you know, it's not necessary, but when I was doing the X-Wing, I found that when you're screwing some of the fuselage frame parts together, those screws are a nightmare. Some of them don't quite fit. Some of them require a lot of persuasion to go into the holes. So yeah, it's in your interest. If it just makes it a little easier. Not absolutely necessary, but trust me, you'll know the difference. Those in, that's the reflector in place. One indicator, and the same one's going to go in the same way. So let's get the little parts. It's got the lens, backing plate, reflector, and the housing. Goes in there like that. There's no little tabs and slots on this, it just is just to stick them in basically. That lines up with that. This making sure the arms are at the top, so small area, large area. On there like that. Two more what were they? DM screws. Well, I'm really enjoying the build so far. Oops. Well, hang on. The moment I said that, I realised something wasn't fitting properly. I don't think I've got it in correctly. Let's just line it up properly, Fox. Here it's in. Hang on a moment. In there properly. Something catching. In there. Something just catching on that a little tiny bit. Or I've not got it lined up properly, one of the two. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's nice. There we go. Better. Just wasn't quite in straight, so that needs to go there like that. Top bit there. Get in. Fumbly, fumbly, fumbly times. That's that one. One screw in first, that's the starting point. There is some little bits of cajoling to do here. They're not some little bits of, you see how that kind of bends out of place? There's some bending and convincing to do. But just be careful. Be gentle in your firm convincing. Should be fine. Do it without putting your hand where the screw needs to go as well. That'd be helpful. There's some persuading to do. That's fine. Means that when everything is together, it's going to be firm as. Ain't nothing got to ping out, no nothing, neither, not nowhere, no. Just that one up. Yeah. That one is tight. Okay, so that's those two indicators, and all the hand jam in the world now on that part, so this will need a bit of a clean before we finish the episode. So next we just need to assemble all these bits together, so I'll get those bits ready. So we now just need to attach, I can put the lid back on me because I don't need any more metal screws. We need to attach the grill to this part of the, it said fuselage then, the skirting. The front valance, as it's even called, so we've done that. So this now needs to go on like 1, 2, so around this way around. Should be 1, 2, 3 holes there. Yes, I was right with these 2 screws here, by the way. Those 2 screws going to those little raised parts. So 3 holes there and 3 holes there. We're going to be putting screws into this hole, this hole, this hole, and this. 4 CP screws for that. So for this, we need 2. It's these 4 holes, 2 holes here and 2 holes there. Sit like this. It's going through metal but into plastic. So yes, now I'm going to try and do this so I can still be on camera because it's a little bit tricky, and I've also got to be careful I don't scratch anything. So let me get a screw ready. Right, I'll do that first. There's a bit of jiggling and balancing here to do. That goes in there like that. Lined up. Yes, like a glove. So I'll put one in that end, just loosely. Very careful not to move the metal part too much. I do not want to scrape it or scratch it. Yeah, just from my experience doing detailing, you get a scratch in black paint, it's the worst thing ever. A scratch in a silver car, nobody will ever know because you can't see it. Scratch on a black car, you've got to repaint the whole panel. And no matter my building skills and painting skills, I can't do shiny cars anyway. But there's no way I could repaint this if I needed to. I don't suspect there's anything on this apart from metal and then maybe a primer coat and then maybe the gloss black. I don't think the gloss on this is anything to do with lacquer. I think it's purely just a glossy black paint, which is fine. I'm sure there are people out there that will get this and completely repaint it with proper automotive paints and lacquers, and that would be fantastic. I do not have access to such things, nor do I have those skills. 5 or 6 years ago, I would have had access to body shop and everything. Right. So that is that building complete. Let me just give it a quick buff before I reveal it. I'm just going to I've got my other Dodo Juice towel. Let me just give it a quick shufty. Make it nice and shiny, because I don't want to show you hand jam laden nonsense. I want you to look at it and go, whoa. Tell you what, once this thing is built, like I said before, once it's built, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buff all the finger marks off, and I'm going to wax it with proper actual wax. I've got some Dodo Juice wax. I used to work in detailing. I used to know the guys at Dodo Juice, so I have a lot of respect for the guys at Dodo Juice. Go and check them out. If you've got a car and you like to do your detailing and stuff, let's have some Dodo Juice gear. I am not supported, affiliated to, or sponsored by Dodo Juice. I just think Dom and the gang are awesome. Right, so that's that cleaned. Are you ready? Prepare your trousers for an increase in tensularity, because... Oh! Oh, look at that! Oh, that is just... Oh, it's just sexy times. That is just... Of all the cars, and that's really heavy as well. Of all the cars in the world, that is just the maximum sexy times. So that is... If I was only able to build one part of this part work, it would be this one, just to have that. I could stick that on my wall then. But that is just a bit of a stiffy, you know what I mean? Oh. I know it's probably getting some strobing on camera, but that looks fantastic. That little grill inside that looked a bit cheap and plasticky, because it was just plastic painted silver. Once it's got the grill on the front, it looks mint. And all that detail on the lenses for the headlights that you now can't see, but when the light's going through them, you'll see it. You'll see it. So there you go. That is the valance and the front grille. I'll put well behind it so it can stay like that. Will it stay like that? No. Let's find something bigger. Let's just put that. There we go. You can see it with your eyes now. There we go. So there you go. That is the grille, the valance done, and that is issue 3. So thank you very much for watching. Again, massive thank you to the guys at Fanhome for supplying this to me. I say they are providing it to me free of charge at no cost to me, and I'm really enjoying this so far. So it's just gorgeous. I just want to. Oh, it's like the car equivalent. It's like the automotive parts equivalent of like a massive cheesecake. You just want to just plow your face into it and go nom 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 nom. Anyway, yes, getting distracted. I will be back with issue 3. I'm losing track now. Issue 4 next time, when we're doing, I think, as part of the suspension. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, of course, to please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you miss no content. As well, if you'd like to help support my channel and keep my channel alive, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/modelmakingguru. Or you can become a channel member by pressing the join button underneath any one of my videos or live streams. Either way, you're supporting the channel, you're keeping it alive, you're making it possible for this channel to exist and for me to keep doing stuff. Without my patrons and channel members, I'd just have to shut down. Everything would end. So big massive thank you to our patrons and members. Do consider becoming one. Until next time though, take care of yourselves, go make something awesome, go be awesome, and I shall say adios amoebas. Hmm.